Everybody, welcome back to Smoke Red Barbecue's YouTube channel. So today I thought I would just go over the basics here. First things first, what is barbecue? I can go over that, maybe go over the regions in which you find barbecue, the differences in those regions, and just all around what it is, and more importantly, why it's barbecue. Probably the better question to ask here. Okay, so barbecue. You hear all the time, hey, what do I guys do tonight? I don't know. Or hey, what do I do this weekend? Hey, let's go barbecue. And you go over to the person's house and they got this beautiful stainless steel propane barbecue, if you will. Now, I'm going to say here that that's not barbecue. What that is, that's what you would call a grill. While it might taste absolutely fantastic and it's, well, beautiful, it's not barbecue. Barbecue is going to be indirect heat, low temperature, generally, probably around 225 to 275, cooking vegetables, meat, anything you name it. That's what we call barbecue. Grilling is high heat, direct over high heat. That's what we call grilling. So I do both. I'm not going to say I don't grill. I grill all the time, especially if we don't have the time to get, let's say, and that too. Barbecue, you're generally using wood or charcoal, charcoal fed, stuff like that, and it's going to be always on the outside environment, things of that nature. Obviously, if you have a brick, like huge kiln in a restaurant, I mean, they're going to have the ability to barbecue inside, but I mean, for most people's purposes, they're going to be on the outside of the house. So where were we? Anyway, so we're talking about fuel source. Grilling is going to be propane or charcoal. Perhaps we want to get some wood flavor in there, throw some wood in there too. That is also grilling. Today we just grilled up some sliders and some pineapple, and it was fantastic. I went through some apple wood in there to give a nice smoky flavor. And we did this over charcoal, not lump charcoal, just charcoal briquettes over high heat. Direct heat. That's grilling. Today we grilled some burgers. We didn't barbecue some burgers today. We grilled them. So if you're thinking, hey, barbecue sounds a whole lot like smoking. Well, as a matter of fact, it actually is. Barbecue, like I just said, indirect over low heat for extended periods of time. Sounds exactly like smoking. And again, too, same type of material you're using to smoke it. You're using wood, you're using charcoal, things of that nature. When we talk about smoking, there's a couple of different things you want to talk about too. There's like hot smoking or cold smoking. Obviously, if you're doing cold smoking, you're doing something like cheese and things like that. Hot smoking, still below 200 degrees, probably for fish or something like that. You don't want to flash cook the fish when you're smoking something like 275. It's not what it's designed for. When you're talking about smoking and barbecue, 225, 275 is the optimum temperature you're looking at. Anything above that, you're going to get more of the direct. Obviously, it might not be direct heat, but the meat's going to act like it's a direct heat type of environment, and you're going to get more of a sear on the meat itself. And for smoking, we don't want that, and for barbecue, we don't want that because they're the same thing. Remember, you want that smoke and that flavor of it to penetrate the meat deep down. So now that we have those defined, grilling, charcoal, propane, doesn't matter which. High heat, direct. Barbecue, smoking, indirect, low heat, long periods of time. So now we're going to go and get into the regions of barbecue. Alright, so for this there's 4 regions, generally for barbecue here in the United States. You got Central Texas. Now in Central Texas, you're going to get the main meat is going to be brisket with beef. Texans like their beef and they like brisket. And then 2 is what they also put on it. Salt and pepper, obviously, is the 2 standard ingredients. The predominant ingredients you're going to find in any smoked meat down there in Texas. Over in Kansas City style barbecue, it's going to be a thick base sauce, tomato based sauce with a little bit of sugar in there. It might be a little sweeter, and they're going to be wet. You're going to have a lot of, and for Kansas City, you're going to have all types of meat. You're going to have the pork, beef, chicken, and things of that nature too. I mean, you're going to have brisket, you're going to have pulled pork, ribs, and things like that. Over in Memphis, they do the pulled pork over it's generally dry. They'll do a dry rub, but the whole wet style of meat over in Memphis is not generally used that much. And last but not least, of course, is the Carolina barbecue. That's going to be a lot of pulled pork, and it's going to be a lot of vinegar-based sauces you're going to generally find there. So find out what you like, and then just go and cook to those regions. If you have the opportunity, definitely go to each one separately and just experiment and see what you guys like from there. So I also talked a little bit before about the about barbecue. I mean, there's many different ways to barbecue. Again, barbecuing and smoking are the same thing. You're gonna when people say I have a barbecue, you don't think the two schools of thought. I mean, you're not thinking of the barbecue being a smoker. You think the barbecue being something to cook high heat, direct high heat. Now, while that's definitely a misnomer, setting the record straight here, it's not the same thing. So I mean, you're going to have anything from offsets to cabinets to you see those really fancy bakery and eggs, or the Komodo Joes, and those are all ways to smoke something. Obviously, with the Komodo Joe, you're going to have you need a plate setter to deflect the heat, so it's not a direct heat, so you can get more of the not baking effect, but more of you fill the area with heat, not getting a direct heat from the charcoal or lump charcoal, whatever you guys use. Of course, too, obviously the Weber Smoky Mountain, great smoker. Again, same concept there. You're putting something in between the meat and the fire source, the ignition source, so it's not directly cooking the meat. The smoke and the heat of the burning stuff is not the direct heat from that. You hear a lot too of people talking about pit barbecue. Well, again, it's still smoking. Just the pit is just what they choose to cook it in. It might be like a built-in device, like with bricks you're using to do it. If it's direct heat, it's not barbecue. It's grilling. So might just be what they want to call it. But now you guys know what it is, and more importantly, what it's not. So yeah, thanks for stay tuned, guys, to this episode here. Actually, no, got a couple more things to talk about. You see those those temperature dials. They have any from range of, pulling out a computer here, just 1 second. Any range of temperatures on them. Again, these again are incorrect. Got one here. Just looked up for this video. They go from 100 to say 225. They call that smoke, and then from 225 all the way to 375, they call that barbecue. Well, that's not right. Smoking is anywhere from 100 to 275, and barbecue is anywhere from 225 to 275. So you see there's definitely a gap there. Sorry, not a gap, but there's a range there where barbecue and smoking are the same thing. Grilling is going to be from 275 anywhere up in excess of that. And then obviously you get to searing and stuff like that. But I mean, you're not searing a burger, you're grilling a burger, or you're barbecuing a burger, things like that. So you see those temperature dials on a smoker, or so those in the store. I mean, just blow past those things. I mean, you don't want those at all. If it's a good temperature probe, fine. But again, the better one, they're not going to be laid out like that. I mean, the good manufacturers, the good makers, are going to be somebody who knows what we're talking about. So go look towards those. And like my first, I'm gonna say this, barbecue had cold, warm, and hot. Warm, ideal, and hot. I say barbecue. It wasn't a barbecue. It was a grill, because it only had place for direct heat. If you could set this up a certain way. When the charcoal's off on one side, you have it pan down so it's deflecting the heat. But I never use it for smoking. We just did it for grilling. It had that. I mean, there's no temperatures on it, so I only got it probably from up to ideal for a good half hour for just for grilling. If I was doing smoking on that probe, it didn't say what temperature it was. It just said temperature, ideal, hot. What temperature is that? I sure didn't know. So when you're looking at that, I mean, smoking would have been below the ideal temperature for grilling. So you guys saw something like that, I mean, definitely get your own temperature probes. Know what's going on out there. But I mean, so now that's settled. Everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned something today. Again, if you did disagree with what I just said, I mean, that's definitely your opinion, and I had my opinion too. So that's what I think. That's who we here at Smoker Barbecue think. So again, please feel free to comment and tell me what you guys think, and if you like it. If you do like it, if you don't like it, I mean, that's fine too. You can take appropriate action, and subscribe as well, because we're putting out these videos pretty frequently, so you don't want to miss anything that we put out. So again, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Have a good day, guys.